I'm curious, where does expectation setting and management sit in your process?
It's huge. Like if you aren't getting those clear, mutually agreed upon expectations and putting those in writing, then at worst, you're going to miss the target and think you hit it. And, and just that misalignment that's going to happen where your inside reality at your company organization is, oh man, everything's good. Look at all this we're doing and look at these numbers and everything's great. And you get on the call and the client's like, guys, I got to tell you, I'm really looking at going in a different direction. And everyone's like, what? And it's usually misalignment on expectations. I just had an instance with this today, and we had just signed up a new client, and let's just say that they weren't forthcoming with us completely. They were in a lot bigger financial situation, cash flow wise, than they indicated. Let's put it that way. And my spidey senses really didn't pick this up. The guy wanted to get way more efficient and needed to kind of reduce his ad spend, but that's not that uncommon in this environment right now, just to be more efficient and more profitable. I didn't realize, because after we brought this individual on board, the first call he had with our team was, I got to get to here by the end of the month. This is 2 weeks we had before the end of the month. I got to get here before the end of the month, or I'm not going to be able to continue with you guys next month because I'm not going to have enough cash flow to pay you. And that was a big shift. Now, a lot of agencies would have said, no, thank you. Good luck. Have fun with that. We decided just like, let's see what we can do. And as you might guess, this hasn't gone as smoothly as we did. We're on target to actually hit his goal by mid-July to make it efficient and get him to this really nice, profitable place here in a couple more weeks, and no complaints there. But something that I had said on a sales call, expectation-wise, about just some setup stuff that needed to be done, it was causing them some stress. I'm like, hey, we could do that for you, no charge, even before you signed the agreement. That's all that this individual remembered, and he didn't remember all the stuff that happened after that, which was he wasn't getting back to us, and we did set up an early call to tackle this. And so then 3 weeks came by, and then he was firing his development team, and they only had 2 days to complete the work. So from his expectation, it was, you told me this would be done early. It's been 3 weeks and it's not done. Mm-hmm. And so it's one of those where I finally reached out and just said, hey, look, I'm going to apologize in advance because I did give you that expectation, but I can't argue with him at that point because if he's not going to be forthcoming. So what I needed to do there was, again, get that expectation in writing that we can do this before you sign, but it's contingent on you getting us all of this information, which obviously didn't happen till much later, and then it's still our fault. So those are just the ways that you are going to skirt around that. And I've kind of forgotten the end of it, original question, which is not uncommon for me. So hopefully I stayed on track there.
Yeah, 100%. We were talking about setting expectations, and I think we got there. The next piece I had on the on-call stuff was timing. I want to know, when and where do you use your question about timing? Because I always like to leave timing to the end. Timing is my soft close. But where do you use timing in the sales conversation?
I use timing pretty early, actually, in the conversation. Usually right after the waltzing questions and fun and where you're from and noticed you went to school at University of Florida. I did too, blah, blah, blah. How'd you hear about us? Oh, I heard about you here. Oh yeah, that was really great. And the way I do this is, hey, I know you're really coming on this call to find out if we're a fit for you, right? Like you're in exploratory mode. Yes, I am. And I'm just curious, like, are you only talking to us, or you like how many other folks are you talking to? Just so I know kind of what we're looking at here. oh, well, no, you guys are the only one so far. I'm like, good. I got the first chance. I'm going to, I know I got to really get back quickly. I got to hop on this quickly. Well, actually, you're the third agency we're talking with. You're my third conversation. I know, again, right there, wow, I'm way behind the curve. Like, he could have two great relationships already ahead of me. I'm going to really have to pull out all the stops here. So then I'll say, okay, great. That's really helpful. Fantastic. And, just any criteria that you're using in assessing these, like, what's your key criteria? What are you really looking for? So again, I want to dig into, not just skip over. They're looking at other people. I want to know, what are you looking for? And let them tell me that. And if they've already talked to other people, sometimes I get nice intelligence there as well. Well, they'll say, well, I already talked to the folks over at XYZ. And one thing I really like that they do an XYZ, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's fantastic. So do we, but we also, and so you can pivot on those things. And then finally, after all of that, I'm like, that's great. That's fantastic. And I'm just curious, and I'll set this up this way. And again, every organization is different. This is completely true for us. This is not like something I lie about just to get it. This is absolutely true. Mr. Prospect, we're a low number of client shop per individual that we work with. So we're high quality, low volume. And so I just want you to know up front that I don't always have availability. And especially this time of year, we get a lot of things. And I'll usually say this way.
Time of year? This time. Every year.
Yeah, this time of year. But and actually too, I will say that more when I know, like this time of year, like right now, I actually sent emails today to 3 folks that said, I have 6 people that want 2 spots. Let me know. And it was 100% true. Whether they believe me or not, it was 100% true. And I always tell prospects that, hey, if you don't believe me, it's okay. Just know that when you come back in 2 weeks ready to sign, and I say I don't have space, just let's remember this conversation we had today. And I'll say that with a smile, and they'll laugh. And in most cases, they'll say, oh, no, I believe you. I understand. So what I'll say is like, hey, so what I'm trying to determine here is like, tell me about your timing. Like, is this something, are you, this is red alert? Like, I've got major issues that I need handled and I need someone to dive in yesterday, and that's okay. Or I'm just kind of kicking tires. I'm not sure if I'm ready to buy, or is this like a next month or third quarter? Just tell me an idea of your timing. And so again, by doing that, if it's a red alert, again, I'm on red alert. Do I really want to get in bed with this person and be part of their nightmare? Or is this an easy solve and they've just been taken advantage of? And then if it's like we need to start next month and I know I have no spots, I am not going to waste their time. I'm just going to say, well, I need to let you know we are absolutely, it's June 30th. I know that you planned well on this and you were hoping to get right in, but we don't have any availability for July. Would that work for you? Would it August start? Because actually we like to do some strategic planning that could take us a week to 10 days. That could probably work out. Would that work for you? Oh, I think that we can make that work. So that's how I go through the timing. And there's more to that answer, obviously, but that's the way that I set it up typically.